So we are gonna create so the AI interacts with objects, so we can pick it up, maybe open something or equip something. So we're gonna start, we're not gonna use this AI system that we've been creating, we're gonna use that later. We're gonna create a new one. This will be interacting AI because we want the basics first, the basics, so it goes up and just interacts with it. Later on we can add the pathway, so it just roams around, sees the box, okay, I can interact with that, and he basically grabs that. So we are going to start with creating a simple actor. This will be BP base item, and we are gonna have a component called box collision. In the construct script we are going to do set extent, so we can just make it bigger and smaller, create a variable called box scale, have it as a float, and plug that in. Instance editable, expose it and spawn. So now we can drag it out and we can make the box smaller or bigger. By default 180 will be just fine. We can actually delete that, and we're gonna do overlap for our interaction. So and overlap as well. So we're gonna do with start. We're gonna check if this is a player or an AI. So the player can actually pick it up as well. So to do that, either we can do does it equal to player controller. So we can do it like this as well. But we are going to do an easier way, or the best way, I think, in my opinion. We can go to create a interface technically. This will be BPI character. So we're gonna have is player, and output is player, and just equip it for our third person character. So class BPI character. Double click on the interface right here and make it not a variable, sorry, is a player controlled. So that means it is a player or it is not a player. So now we can go back and do that is player. So basically when we overlap it, it's gonna check if that is a player or not. So we can have a branch and copy it for the end as well. We're not gonna use end today, it's just for our later stuff. We can promote the other actor. We're gonna use that later. So this is overlapped actor. That's about it. So we have the basics. So we can print this out and say player, and print this out enemy. So I'll just print it out and check. So we are going to get this, and we are going to create a AI first. So let's go and create a character. So this will be BP NPC. Mesh will be let's have a mesh. So we're gonna do -90 and -90. Let's have like a default animation for it. Once again, we have to go and search for acceleration. Should be under character movement, under nav mesh, so use acceleration. Right here at begin play, we're just gonna do AI mode 2. It's gonna be self, and to get the target, we are gonna do the AI move 2 as a custom event. So this will be action, and right here at begin play, we're gonna get all actors of interface. So we are gonna create an interface for base item. So we need another interface. This will be interaction interface. So NPC in, or let's do item interaction. So we're gonna equip it right here. So we're gonna add PPI item interaction and promote that into a variable. This will be interface actors. So what it means, basically gonna get every single actor that has this interface in the world, and is going to move to that. So we can just get that, get a copy, and if you have multiple ones, so we have like 2 of them, right now they don't have the interface, then it's gonna have more in the array. So what we can do, we can have a length and we can randomize it, random int. So it's gonna randomize which item we're gonna pick. So it's gonna randomly pick one and plug that into the target. And on success, we're gonna interact with it. So in the interface, we can create I interact with an input of actor, and this will be an actor. Okay. So far what we're doing, we are just getting all the interfaces, or all the items you may say, and we are going to move to that interface targeting us. So now in the base item, we can actually have this PPI, item interaction, and if we add this NPC, I must save real quick because I think it's gonna crash or something. See, maybe we need a delay. Let's put a delay in. Oh yeah, I didn't add the action at begin play, sorry. So we don't need a delay. So if you play, you can see it goes to that and it says enemy. If I walk in, player. So it works. Ultimately it works. It detects if that is a player or an AI. So every single code will go in here. Well, not really. So now what we can do, we have this interface event. We can promote this actor, or actually, yeah, get the overlapped actor, add that as an actor. And let's have a variable called interacted, or interact. It's going to be a boolean, and it's gonna set it to true. Actually, we don't need it. We will, yeah, we don't need it. Right here we can add, for example, enable or enable input. This is for the player controller, and disable input when we end overlap. Like that. If we create a child of the base, for example, let's call it BP box, and add a static mesh so we can actually see the object, and let's add it as a cube 1. Okay, drag it in. If we press P, if you don't see this, you have to add a nav mesh right here in the quick add nav mesh bounds, and basically make it really large. Press P on your keyboard and you will see this. Thing is about this, you can see this area. So the green means the AI can actually move there, and the normal one says okay, he cannot move there. So if he play, he will not move to that object because it's like there's no path to it. It's outside the area basically. So in the base item, we have to go to box, search for nav, can affect navigation, false, another component called was it nav? Yeah, nav modifier. Ultimately, what it will do, we're gonna add this object as an obstacle right here. So I think it should. It doesn't work for some reason. Maybe let's make it. Oh yeah, this one, the first one. Area class should be an obstacle, not the replacement. No, it still doesn't work. It works like that though. Oh, maybe the box itself. Nav can affect. No. Oh, it's the static mesh. I'm stupid. So you have to search for nav in the box. Can affect navigation. False. So it should look like this. What I'm gonna do is add the static mesh to the base item as well. Static mesh. And the box will be inside the static mesh, so something like this. So you can have this as cube 1. And now he will move to this area. One more thing, the acceptance radius will be 120. He will walk up to it, but he will not interact with it. So we can just call, we can call on success interact. Item interact right here. Target will be this one, the interface, so we can promote it into a variable, call it inter or target object. Technically it's an object or an actor. Plug that into a target, and actor is self. Okay. So now in the box section, because all the logic will be here, not in the base item. You don't do any logic in here, because if we create children, it's going to basically, yeah. So this is the basic stuff, you know. So we're gonna go to box and do event I interact. We are overwriting this function, but we don't really want to do that because later on we're gonna add some more stuff here. So we want to right click, add a parent function. So this is the base item function, and we want to play montage. But we need the item mesh or the character mesh. So either it's AI or it's a player. It can be either one. So to do that, we get the overlapped actor that we created. That is right here, this one. And cast to character. This casting doesn't really affect anything. These characters. So you have third person, parent class character, NPC, parent class character. So it doesn't really get any data from anything. So this is just fine. Get a mesh and just plug that into our skeleton mesh. So it's either gonna get any NPC that interacts, so it's gonna get the mesh. And right here, we don't have it as that, so we are going to character. Right here, we're gonna do any montage. Plug that in, and on complete, we're gonna attach. So right here, you can do whatever you want with the box. Either you attach it, you destroy it, equip it, use it somehow, like open a box or something. It's quite up to you. So the parent will be the mesh once again, so you can just drag it right here. Target self, and socket, we have to actually create one. So let's go into one mannequin, I think. No, character, rigged, no, mesh, and skeleton right here. So let's equip it to our not head, hand, right hand. So let's add a socket. This will be holdable. Add a preview of that item that you want to add. For my case, that is a cube. Now let's make it smaller, 0.1 by 0.1 by 0.1. And let's make it so it's in our hands, something like this. Copy the socket name and just paste it in right here. Everything should be snapped to target, so it snaps and stays there. And another thing, we have to make sure the collisions of the static mesh is no collisions, so it doesn't collide with the actor. If you want the collisions, you can have them, and you can just set static and set collision, no collisions right here. You can do this as well. I should probably, probably we should do it. Okay, so we have this. So if we play the AI, bam, it played the animation and destroyed or attached it. Yeah, right here you can see it, it's in his hand because you're using the same skeleton, the same mesh. I think it should work if you have different ones, but I haven't really tested out. But we are getting the characters mesh still, so it should technically work. The animation doesn't play because this animation has a different skeleton. So that's why, for example, Mixamo skeleton will not play the animation, but yeah, and it will not attach because it doesn't have that kind of socket to everything. So you can interact, but the player can't. So let's go and fix that in the base item. No, in the base item. Let's just do like E key. Oh, let's do one, just one. And we're basically going to do the eye interact. This one, I think, yeah. So the pin should be like this kind of color. So if we play, oh, the actor should be the overlap actor. So if you play, I got it first. Fuck. So you can see I have the thingy in my head. But you can see we still can interact with it because the box is still here. So let's actually do this. And when we attach it, we want to destroy the box. So destroy component. So I'm gonna delete it for now. So if we play, you can see I cannot interact no more because the box is basically done for. It's destroyed. You can probably, if you want to keep the box, you can maybe disable it or just do it once or something. But that's basically it. So this is super basic. So editing the video, I forgot to add a thing because when we play, right, and if we interact, we can still move. So to disable movement, we're gonna go into character, BPI character, add a function. Oh, this is the interface. Movement. Let's call it movement. And let's have an input of on/off or enable or disabled. And in the third person, we're gonna call this event. We're gonna get character movement, set movement mode, and right here we're just gonna do a select. And the wildcard, the index gonna go into our input. So if it's true, we are walking. If it's false, we are not doing anything. So they go back into our I wouldn't say base, I would say box probably, because maybe you want to move. And we are going to right here, when we are playing the montage, not on complete but on the execute movement, and the target will be this character that I didn't promote into a variable. Promote that into a character, so it's easier to work with, and plug this in, and it will be off. And when we basically add that, and the animation is done, on. So if you play, I cannot move, and now I can. So it should work 100%. For the AI, you can add the same thing. You can go into your NPC and do a class, BPI character, and do the same thing. But we don't have to because the AI is stupid as fuck. So yeah, have a wonderful night.